the only way that you can, as that few, control the many is controlling the perceptions of the many, thus the behavior of the many. And this cult knows that our perceptions become our experience reality. This is the big truth. Why do they call them secret societies? Because they're keeping secrets, and they keep these secrets at the deepest levels. So they know that if they can, through control of information, control of the education system, control of the media, and so on, if they can program your perception, they can dictate your experience, because they know that whatever your perception is will create your experience.
Former footballer and sports broadcaster David Icke has been warning the world about a global cult of elites that he says are orchestrating a centralized system of control over the world. Icke's warnings began in the early 1990s after he held a press conference and appeared on BBC to share his views about the global elites. These views instantly earned him the label of a conspiracy theorist, and his ideas were initially met with widespread ridicule. But nothing deterred him, not even being banned from entering or speaking in over 27 countries across the globe. Over the years, he has continued to share his views on how this hidden group manipulates political, financial, and social structures to maintain power. According to Icke, they control the media, education, and entertainment to influence public perception and keep people compliant. He believes the financial system is designed to create debt and dependency, keeping individuals and nations under the sway of powerful banking families. Icke also suggests that advancements in technology and healthcare are used for surveillance and control. One of the latest technological advancements Icke has repeatedly warned about in recent years is artificial intelligence, the latest tool of control, with which he believes this secret network plans to subjugate the entire human race. According to Icke, this is the endgame: to put AI in charge of everything we read, watch, see, and learn, so that whoever controls AI can control the world. He believes artificial intelligence will help the global cult achieve its aims much faster and make us all so dependent on the so-called advancements of the human race that we will no longer be able to separate reality from their false narratives. In some of his recent interviews, Icke has often mentioned the work of Ray Kurzweil, an American computer scientist, inventor, and futurist. In his 2005 book, The Singularity is Near, Kurzweil predicted that the technological singularity, which will see AI surpass all humans and trigger an intelligence explosion, would occur by 2045. More recently, Kurzweil has fast-tracked his singularity forecast, predicting that artificial intelligence will herald a new era of hybrid humans capable of aging in reverse within the next 5 years. In a recent interview with Inspired, Icke makes some important revelations about the cult's activities and why he has decided to toe this path, despite the scrutiny and initial widespread ridicule. We will present clips from Icke's interview with Inspired. But before we do, please take a little time to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications bell for more videos like this. You can also drop your comments and observations in the comment section below, as it helps with the YouTube algorithm so the video can reach more viewers. Thank you, and enjoy the video.
And at that point, when the British Empire was at its height and all the other European empires were colonizing the world, this was the point when this reptilian human cult went global. They took over the world through colonial imposition. And then when it appeared that the colonies were given their, that's not what happened. They were swapping over control, which has a finite life because the population at least knows who's controlling them. And at some point they'll rebel for covert control. They left out in those countries the bloodlines, the networks, the secret society networks. And they've gone on controlling those countries ever since. And they went global. They went global in their control with colonization. And then through the additional follow-up decades of globalization, they have centralized power decision-making on a global level in every area of our lives. And now they were in a position at the start of the COVID era to play their endgame. but they're still stuck with a big problem. And that is that the target population is numbered in billions, and they are numbered in, by comparison, in tiny numbers. So the only way that you can, as that few, control the many is controlling the perceptions of the many, thus the behavior of the many. And what this has done is show them who still has a mind of their own and who still won't be intimidated into submission, and those that will. And that's why they're targeting us in that group on the scale that they are, and trying to break our spirit. Will become so marginalized and broken of spirit that there's nothing that we will do to bring this to an end. But there is. You can change it. And this cult knows that our perceptions become our experience reality. This is the big truth. Why do they call them secret societies? Because they're keeping secrets, and they keep these secrets at the deepest levels. So they know that if they can, through control of information, control of the education system, control of the media, and so on, if they can program your perception, they can dictate your experience, because they know that whatever your perception is will create your experience. And the reason they don't want us to know that, obviously, is because that gives us the power back. Change my perception, change my life. What they want you to think is we're living in a random, solid, physical world in which everything is just happening by accident, when actually it's being created by the perceptions of the population. They know that. We control perception, we control the world. We take it back, their control of the world is over. That's the level this is going to change.
By Icke's estimates, the members of this global elite, who really know the endgame, are so few that they can be counted on the fingers in both hands. This is an area where some people have a problem with Icke's views. They ask how a few people can dominate the 8 billion inhabitants of the Earth, but it all becomes really easy and achievable when you control the media, governments, large tech firms, international organizations, and the entire global banking industry. With these, you already control about 80% of people's activities, sources of information, finances, and the policies that shape their lives. People also question how secret these organizations are if people like Icke are able to see through the deceit and plans. However, it's clear that a part of this power is actually rubbing it all in our faces, in such a covert way that only people who look in depth can figure out what's really happening. The same theory has been flouted about the demonic and disturbing art pieces and marketing campaigns that mostly feature images of children in very questionable poses and positions. Some people choose to defend these images by classifying them as just art. People like Icke question why they show these images to the public and why they always get away with it without uproar. All indication points to the fact that the human race is already almost completely conquered, and we must begin to take back control immediately. During his interview, Icke also talks about the importance of uncovering and speaking out the truth despite consequences and societal pressure. Let's get back to the interview.
I'm driven by wanting to break the stranglehold that this force has on human perception. And I'm driven by wanting to know the truth. I don't want a statue. I don't want a round of applause. And if from the other side comes abuse and ridicule, that is all irrelevant to me. I want to know the truth, and I shall pursue it no matter what the consequences, because I don't even think about consequences. People have said to me, when you said that, didn't you know you'd get ridiculed? Well, do you know I'd worked that out? But I'm going to say it anyway, because it's about uncovering your truth and then speaking it, not uncovering your truth and then keeping quiet about it, and because you don't want other people to think badly of you. I say to people, don't, this prison that people live in, the fear of what other people think. If you live in a prison, like most people do, of fearing what other people think, you're not you anymore. Never mind handing over your self-respect, you've handed over your uniqueness. You're now molding yourself to become what other people think you should be. Where have you gone? We are part of a infinite expression of consciousness, all possibility, all potential. But we are unique expressions of that as a unique series of experiences and perceptions that have created us, that have made us what we are. And there is no contradiction between seeing that we're all one, that we're all expressions, points of attention within an infinite whole, and celebrating the uniqueness of our particular perceptual point. And if you start fearing what other people think about you, you start editing yourself, you start censoring yourself. Shall I say this, or what shall I say so these people think I'm okay? Well, I don't care what those people think of me. They have every right to think of me whatever they choose to think of me. That's their right, that's their choice, that's their freedom. Freedom is not the freedom to have everyone agree with you. Freedom is the freedom for people to have their own opinion, whatever it is. But it's also my freedom to speak my truth, and I'm going to do so, and nothing's going to stop me. No level of ridicule, no level of abuse, no level of intimidation, none of it. Because once you open your heart to beyond the simulation, out into prime reality, then you lose the intimidation that comes with fear. Fear is not only the currency of control. Fear is the controller. This Wetiko consciousness, this inverted state of consciousness, this chaotic, distorted state of consciousness that's seeking to pull human consciousness into itself and assimilate it, is what we call fear.
The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. Though these words were written over 75 years ago, there are no truer words than they are today. They are asking us to ignore the warnings we can see with our very own eyes and hear with our very own ears by labeling them as conspiracies. Yet, one has to wonder if these are still mere conspiracies or the very sad reality of our existence. If you found this message compelling, please share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and turn on post notifications for more thought-provoking content. Thank you for watching.